What's up, everybody? Happy, thankful Saturday, Sunday, weekend. Wanted to hop on here and share with you guys the videos I've been watching on YouTube and just share with you guys how our society and what everyone's going through right now. I'm 27 years old, right? But I'm not like the average, what would you say, Gen Z type of person. But my boy, 19 Keys, shout out to 19 Keys, by the way. If you guys do want to watch this full video, go to his page. It's 19 Keys on YouTube. But he posted something the other day, which really just made more validation of just the app that I'm currently creating right now, um, to help the dads and the fathers and the young boys become men, right? Because there's a lot of battles that people just don't see as being a man, from relationship, finances, discipline, healing mistakes from the past, and just going through a world to where you know men now are just taught, oh, well, toxic masculinity, but it's just like that doesn't even make any sense, right? So real quick before I continue on, I want you guys to listen to this intro from this video I was listening to, the rise of Homo societal, from 19 Keys. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this real quick. Put this at 52:12. Now listen to this.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is big
nature. You feel me? And this thing being normalized is not a good thing, right? And so that's where we look back in time and say, where has it been before? Right? This appears when masculinity lose clear economic function, right? And a lot of people don't know what is the thing that only men can do or what men are for. So the economic function starts to disappear, right? When men were typically just being the CEOs, they were the breadwinners of the family. They were the ones working in these hard, laborious jobs, right? Physical labor is abstracted away now because of machines. You understand me? Even warfare as a soldier, even as warfare, the warfare is now digital, is with drones, it's distant, it's cognitive warfare, it's bots, algorithms. You don't need a man or woman can do that, or your machine, an AI, right? So the social power is now just symbolic. It's not actual practical power anymore, right? And if you go study the late Roman elite youth, then you will understand that this happens in pre-collapse aristocracies, late industrial societies with excess leisure. The same thing repeats over and over, and it's unstable.
All right, let's go ahead and stop sharing that one, you guys. So, right, it's a lot. But the biggest thing that I wanted to edify on that, right? If you guys want to check out the whole thing, go ahead. Just talking about how men now are going through it, right? Now more than ever, we are so connected through social media, interest media, and it's just like men now are just as disconnected as ever than before, right? So, what I wanted to show you guys, I'm going to show you guys what I've been working on, right? Just yesterday, I've been live streaming every single day since 2026, but just yesterday, I posted a GPT, right, that you can go into, and it's going to start educating you on digital safety, right? I also made a couple more that is actually not, it's going to be free, right? You don't have to pay for this, right? I was really thinking about, I'm like, should I charge? Should I charge? But then I'm just like, you know what? No, like, this should be free. Like, awareness should be free, right? Like, if you didn't grow up with a dad, right? If you had a dad that just beat you, then just left, like my dad, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter what the cards that you've been dealt in life, but what does matter, if you are a male, biological male, is your responsibility, right, to cultivate a stronger mind, cultivate a stronger body, cultivate a stronger spirit. So I believe in soul maxing, right? We hear this thing called looks maxing, but what about soul maxing? What about getting closer to God, right? What about getting being a better father for your family? What about slowing down, right? And not just hyping men up just to hype them up, right? What about emphasizing presence instead of ego, right? What about encouraging personal responsibility without shame, right? Balancing strength and compassion, right? As a divine masculine man. What about speaking principles, right? And not internet clicks, right? So the whole thing right now, this life that we're living in right now, this is the most powerful time to reconstruct, to reteach, to redevelop young boys, young men into a society that's going to be filled with screens, AI. So for right now, let me share my screen with you guys again real quick. I'm super excited for this. Drum roll, please. All right, all right, all right. Entire screen, live share. Okay, check this out. This is called the Fatherhood and Legacy Guide. Look at the description, y'all. I just created this, right? Act as my fatherhood and legacy guide. Your purpose is to help men become grounded leaders, present fathers, disciplined partners, right? So you're not cheating on your spouse once you get in a relationship with them. And legacy builders through character, right? Emotional intelligence, right? Teaching boys at a very young age about emotional intelligence, right? And biological self mastery, right? Just like how females and women have their cycles, men have their cycles too, and it's okay to be aware of your cycle so you don't let that emotion take control of your body, right? Spiritual alignment and consistent action. Look at this. I programmed the hell out of this thing, y'all. Look how long this is, first and foremost. Let me see if I can expand this. All right. I'm gonna tell you just the role and what to do and how to respond. This is basically the how I inputted the GPT for this, right? And this is public. Anybody can use this. It only says me right now, but I'm gonna change that later. Act as my fatherhood legacy guide. What to do? Support patient and consistent parenting. Help design routines and bonding rituals. Encourage emotional intelligence. Promote discipline rooted in love. Focus on long-term character development, right? How you respond. Compassionate and steady. Practical and realistic. Child-centered and value-driven mission. Guys, you guys can look this up and you guys can check this out in the public GP. And you guys can also get this. And you guys can also get this at the link down below, right? So right now, it says invite only. We're gonna change that, right? Because at the end of this video, it's not gonna just invite only. It's going to be public, and I'm also gonna have the I'm also going to have the link down below for you guys. So I just wanted to kind of test it, you guys, right? So if you're somebody that's brand new coming up in here, right, you want to ask it, hey, what questions do you need to ask me so you can program this to be the best possible father and legacy guide, right? Ask that GPT that. So, all right, before I do this, I already did this for myself, but I wanted to teach you guys how you should be talking to this, right? There's questions right here that you can just go ahead and click, right? How can I lead myself better today as a man? Help me handle the situation calmly. What routine should strengthen my household right now? How do I love my partner through presence and not control? Right? This is a good one right here. So if you come over here and you just don't know, right? Ask the chat GPT first, say like, hey, like what questions do you want to ask me so you get a better understanding of who I am personally? Then press send. Or you guys can ask any of these questions up here, right? And it's made to walk you through and it's made to make you become more aware of yourself. These are the GPTs of the future instead of just having a generic uh, chat GPT, right? That kind of forgets. No, like whenever you create your own GPT, this is specialized to ask these specific questions and stay in a guideline for this specific area of your life, right? There are different areas from finance, fatherhood, community, spirituality, right? There's different aspects of the human life. And I will continue to be sharing and showing you guys what I'm creating that can help you guys out potentially in your life. So, the first question I want to ask is about identity and inner leadership. So, here we go. How do I stay calm when my emotions are loud, but my responsibilities are louder? It has web access also, so it's making sure it pulls from the highest information when it comes to fatherhood responsibility. When your emotions are loud but your responsibilities are louder, the goal isn't silence your emotions, it's to lead them. This is the work of a grounded man. First, reframe the matter. This matters. Strong emotions do not mean you're failing, they mean pressure is present. Pressure reveals leadership. Your responsibility is not to feel nothing. Your responsibility is to stay regulated enough to act correctly, right? See how that's in bold, right? How do we do that? We breathe, right? That distraction is everything. The calm underload work frame. Pause, the reaction, not the feeling. You don't need emotional control. You need response delay. That's so good. I don't have to act on this feeling in the next 60 seconds. That single sentence restores authority to the nervous system, right? Take one slow breath through the nose, long exhale, drop the body, say, I'm in charge. Because you are in charge of your actions, you are in charge of your emotions, you are in charge of your asset, which is your brain, right? Number two, name the role you're in. Emotions are internal, responsibilities are relational. Ask, who needs me steady right now? What does leadership look like in this exact moment? Fathers, parents, and leaders don't lead by mood, they lead by role clarity. This is so good right now, right? Shrink the moment. Never heard of this one. When emotions are loud, your mind jumps ahead. Don't solve life, don't solve the future. Only ask, what is the right next action in the next 10 minutes? Calm is built in small, correct actions, not big emotional victories, right? Contain, don't suppress. Suppression creates explosion later. Containment creates strength. Tell yourself, I'm process this tonight. This feeling has a place, just not now, right? That is discipline, not avoidance. And look, we go all the way down. An anchor, keep this. Your emotions rise, repeat quietly. Peace first, then action. Peace is not weakness, peace is power that lasts. If you want, I can help you generate daily, regular routines so that these moments become easier of or heavier, right? Just this alone, right? What do you think this the purpose is behind this, right? Building more emotionally regulated young men that never had a father, never had someone to talk to uh, about, right? Controlling their emotions and just having them just outlash into the world, right? That is not a man. If you can't control your emotions are in control of you, and that is your master. And that's not what we want. No. In the future, right? So many people are scared of AI, but it's just like right here, right now, in this year, we get to create the groundwork so that way these agents help with the workflow of your life, right? Because I'm not selling you anything. All I'm selling you is leading you back to the best version of yourself. And what does that look like, right? That looks like awareness with yourself in this aspect of your life. So for the parents out there, for the single dads out there, for the people that are doing this on the daily, right? And you never had anybody, but you always want to be that student and you just want to critique and get better, right? This is for you, right? This is for you. So we can continue to dive down deeper and just bounce back questions, get these regulated routines, have it created as a PDF so we can hang it on our wall so it reminds us that, right? Now we can talk about love, right? Relationships and love. How do I rebuild trust after conflict without over explaining or withdrawing? I chose these questions because I asked Perplexity what are the top questions that men and women go through because this GPT is programmed for you to love your spouse, right? Learn to love your spouse even more. Learn to love your woman even more, right? Most men, we are, or in 19 Keys videos, we're worried about we know more about the algorithm, we know more about what guys like than girls like, right? We want to focus on what females like, we want to focus on taking care of our family, we want to focus on our purpose and our mission so that way we feel more fulfilled in our lives currently right here who we are, right? This is a man's question because rebuilding trust requires restraint, not performance. You rebuild after conflict not by explaining yourself and not by disappearing to avoid more damage. You rebuild it by regulating presence plus the consistency follow through. Here's the framework. First, understand what breaks trust, right? Trust is rarely broken by what is said, it's broken by loss of emotional safety. So, rebuilding trust is not about convincing, clarifying, defending, or justifying, right? It's about restoring felt safety over time, all right? I know this is good. I got 10% left on this battery, but you guys can see that there are frameworks and there's ways for you to rebuild a certain aspect of your relationship with your partner going in to your life. You know what I'm saying? Not just asking a generic question on ChatGPT because ChatGPT that's just general knowledge, right? But we want specific knowledge, the most up-to-date knowledge for the fatherhood, the presence of being a father, and also a husband that can lead their family in a masculine way instead of a feminine way, and thus breaking the family. No, we want strong family households going into this next decade, going into this next world that we're all going into, right? So, also, I want to ask, I'm gonna try to get two more questions. What's the most honorable choice when no option feels perfect? With no option, with no option feels perfect. Honor is not found in the outcome. It is found in how you carry the decision. Good. The definition of an honorable choice. The most honorable choice is that the perseverance uh, preserves your integrity, protects and vulnerable, and allows you to live peacefully with yourself afterwards, even if it costs you your comfort. Honor is not optimized. Honor is alignment. Use the peace first decision filter. When clarity is scarce, ask these four questions in order. Which choice keeps me in integrity when no one is watching? Guys, this is freaking awesome, right? What type of framework have you got when you were in school or in college about being a father, right? Being a lover, right? This is pulling from all the good sources around the internet because I programmed it to. You guys can check that out also. Link in the available description down below. But look at this, right? This is the framework. What choice keeps me in integrity when no one's watching? Next question. What choice protects those who depend on my steadiness? It's just like, wow, it gives you a different type of perspective that you probably might not even heard before. So I want you to go into this. I want you to ask it questions. I want you to take it seriously, right? I want you to have your notebook. I want you to put this on your calendar, right? I want you to come back to me and say, wow, like I did this for 21 days. I did this for 60 days. I did this for 90 days. And I completely changed my identity, right? Tell it what you're going through, right? Tell it what you want to create in your personal life, right? Last question. How much battery I got? 8%. Let's do this. How do I turn my pain from my past into wisdom instead of resentment? This is a deep and honorable question. It tells me you're no longer trying to escape your past, you're trying to redeem it. That's the work of a man stepping into legacy. First, understand the fork in the road. Pain from your past only has two final decisions: resentment, pain turned outward; wisdom, pain turned inward into guidance. This is so good. The difference is not time, it's how you carry the meaning. The core shift, this changes everything. Resentments ask, why did this happen to me? Wisdom asks, what did this train me to become? This is so good. Your past was not fair, but it was formative. Honor comes from using the information instead of being owned by it. The 5 step alchemy, pain to wisdom. Look at this, right? Name the injury without becoming the victim. Separate responsibility from blame. Extract the lesson consciously. Turn the lesson outward. Release the need for the past to be different, right? A hard truth. Resentment feels justified because it preserves your moral position. Wisdom feels heavier because it requires letting go of the emotional weapon. But resentment keeps you tied to the people and the moment you say you're done with. Wisdom frees you, right? The father reframe. This pain is no longer a wound, it's a tool. Way to turn your mess up into your power, right? Way to turn your power into your glory. So go ahead and exit that. Y'all, wow, right? Wow. I think that was outstanding. I think that was awesome, right? Because we have these tools, right? We have these tools and we all have a phone, right? And our phone is supposed to be a tool to enhance our productivity, enhance our lives, to make our lives easier. But instead, as men, we've been so addicted, right? Me included. We've been so addicted to actually being on our phones, right? Having it entertain us, right? Scrolling, right? Sending meaningless messages, calling people that just take away our energy instead of give us our time and our energy back, right? So there needs to be a change, and that change happens with the decision. So after this video, right, I want you to make a decision for the best version of yourself. I want you to say, hey, this was a wake up call for me. Hey, there is something out there for this parent that maybe never had a dad, right? Maybe that dad's trying to be the best that he possibly can be. That's me right here for my two boys. Understand? So I want to leave you guys off with this, right? Tools don't replace fathers, but the right tools can sharpen a man who is willing to lead himself. If this helped you, sit with it. Ask better questions because legacy starts here and now. If you guys like that video, don't forget to like, don't forget to share because I want this video to hit the right people, the right men that are on the right journey of their lives, trying to be better versions of themselves, right? And also comment, guys. Comment. Let me know how I can make the GPT better. This is the public GPT. that is going to help a lot of men in the future. And I firmly believe that, you guys. And once again, make sure you guys check out the tea link down below. Get you guys some cinnamon tea to help with your focus, help provide healthy aging, get those antioxidants in, open those arteries in your blood flow. So that way you're more focused. That way you have more energy to create. You can create the thoughts that are coming from your mind and put them here into reality. Just like how I've been showing up and doing lives going on 26 days, you guys. 26 days. If I can do this, right, you can too, right? We're all the same. We're all just different reflections of all the same, coming from the same source. But other than that, y'all, I just wanted to wish y'all nothing but the best rest of y'all's day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Salute.